Welcome to the Great Lakes Fishing Podcast. I'm with Brian and Max from Big Lake Little Boat YouTube channel. Guys, how you doing?
We're doing great. Had a great day.
It was great to meet you guys today. Well, I met you last night, but today I actually got to spend some time with you out on the boat. Tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel and what it's all about.
All right, he actually pushed me to do this a few years back, but we fish on Lake Michigan with our 16.5-foot Lund, Mr. Pike 16, 2001, and we take friends, family, we fish near shore, and we also go offshore with that. So we enjoy salmon fishing. We enjoy fishing for salmon on a small boat. I think a lot of folks, can relate to that, right? There's probably more folks that fish in smaller boats than they do bigger boats. So, they have that connection with us, and we bring some excitement. We fish the south end of Lake Michigan, let me say that as well. And so the salmon start there and then work themselves up north. So we're the first to get the cohos in the spring. Our fishery lasts basically all the way through mid-July and the first part of August until we get some north winds to shut it down with the temperatures. And then, of course, great ports like Manistee and Leadington just have lights out fishing that time of year. So that's why we came up here.
So you guys like to fish a lot, but
Yep.
Why YouTube? I mean, why can't you just fish without YouTube? Tell me what
I want to show how it's done on a small boat and what you need to catch some fish. That's about it. And have fun.
We were out on a Tierra today.
Yeah.
I think when a lot of people who haven't been around this type of fishing, they think that that's exactly what you need because it's just what
Correct.
they see.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the reactions you get from when you take new people out on your boat. What are they thinking?
You know what? That's a good point. I've got folks that say, oh, you fish out on Lake Michigan. How big's your boat? And when I say it's 16.5 foot, they're like, you're nuts. You're crazy. But you know what? Lake Michigan can be fished with a small boat. You have to respect the lake. You watch what you're doing. As long, you've got to watch wave forecasts. You have to watch the wind, but it can be successfully done and have a great time doing it. You can completely fish Lake Michigan with a small boat, especially in the spring, especially in the south end in the spring.
Max, you got anything to add to that?
Especially when you get big fish on a small boat, and especially when you get doubles and triples, it is unbelievably, like the experience it's unbelievably, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fun.
Yep. Phenomenal.
It's more intimate. You're on a 30-foot Tierra. Of course, you see the rods going. You're catching fish. You're catching big kings. But when you're that close to the water on a small boat, you're doing it yourself on probably more budget-friendly things. I'm not going to go out and buy a $200,000 Tierra, start fishing. We got $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 boats. Get out there and get it done.
It's just a different feeling.
It is. It's more exciting
Yep.
to catch salmon on a smaller boat, and so that's what we like.
So tell me about, what you said you kind of got to pick your days.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking for in the weather forecast to determine whether or not you're going or not?
I watch two different wind apps, and what you need to understand about onshore winds versus offshore winds is that what's happening onshore is more than likely not happening offshore. So you're like, you get up in the morning and you look at the city you live in. Oh, this is what it's supposed to do today. You get to the lake, it's the exact opposite. So you have to look at a wind app that shows you what it's going to be doing offshore. Because even you can get a 20-mile-an-hour south wind and get 2 miles offshore and it's completely dead. So once you get that figured out, and then obviously looking at the prior day and what it did, because if you had some north winds, whatever, the opposite direction you're fishing on, whatever side of the lake, you could also have some residual waves and some stuff happening. And then you also have to look at the weather going forward ahead of your time that you think you might be out as well. So you got to kind of be your own meteorologist, because the NOAA can certainly mess it up as well. So knowing wind direction and wind speed, that's how you be successful on making sure that you're safe out there on a small boat.
Yep.
Max, what do
I
you
agree.
think?
That's 100% what I was thinking about.
100%. That's good. He's your son. He
It's-
agrees 100%.
Yeah, it's windfinder.com. Windfinder.com is the place to check the wind.
Yeah, Windfinder. We use that quite a bit.
Use that if you don't know what to use. Use Windfinder.
So I've been taking Max out since he was 3. He started reeling in cohos, small cohos when he was 5. started running the bow 8, 9, started running downriggers, dipsies, and now he runs the boat 100%. And he picks the baits.
Yes.
He picks the baits.
It's been all me, pretty much.
Which
He's
is
just a
fine.
driver.
I got to run the boat. I got to find the fish. I do the networking. So I do the behind the scenes stuff, but he gets the glory because he picks the baits.
Yep. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments in our future videos. I'll answer them.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that father-son dynamic. I mean, you see a lot of guys out there these days, they're fishing with their buddies or
Yep.
whatever, but you guys obviously keep it in the family.
Yeah.
It's the father and son duo. Tell me about what that's like.
You know, my passion started before he was born. So my goal in life was to teach my son how to do this. And, you know, buddies can come and go, or even, you know, your buddies, you can see them 1 or 2 years later and still be buddies. But when you're trying to teach somebody, the reward of him reeling in his first fish was incredible, really. So,
Max,
what is it like working with your dad?
It gets tough, and sometimes we get through it. And then we solve our issues with choosing the right baits, choosing what rod we want to run, and what depth of water we want to start in. I mean, it's definitely learning progress, but we get better each year. And I think the last couple of years, we've definitely improved our fishing and putting in numbers of fish and size in our boat. And we have gotten a lot better. And we went to Ludington, we went to St. Joe in the past, and then we went to New Buffalo. New Buffalo is probably one of my favorite ports to go out of, and also Ludington, Manistee. It just, whole Michigan side is so much fun.
Yeah, tell me about some of the adventures, some of the favorite places you guys have gone. I've looked at your channel. Looks like you've made some trips up to Canada as well.
sure, yeah.
Tell me about some of the favorite destinations that you guys have been to.
So last year was our first time fishing a bit what I call a big boy tournament. We went up to North Point. Actually, Michael, you know, with Lake Michigan Angler, set this big pond brawl up. I had a subscriber reach out. Roger, he invited us up. We went fishing with him. We fished it. We didn't do dead last. So obviously it's a brand new port. We had never fished. We went on caught fish. We fish out of Hammond. We fish out of East Chicago, Portage, New Buffalo. Of course, we took our trip to Ludington this year. I've also been taking him up to Canada, up through Sault Ste. Marie, so the Michigan side. And we've been going up to Dog Lake. We've been up to Granite Hill Lake with some different outfitters in that. Yeah. This year I took my daughter, so she came along, so she's in some of our videos. But Max is so passionate about it. I've taught him at an early age. He just loves fishing in general. We also do some creek fishing. We don't normally post those videos because everybody and their brother seems to be doing that content, and this is kind of our niche. So that's why we've been doing salmon. And we put the Canada video up this year, and folks that follow our salmon content seem to like that as well. So we got up there and did some burbot fishing. So we have a burbot catch, clean, and cook, which hardly you can't find that out there on YouTube.
It's different.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
You guys need to check that out if you haven't already.
So Dog Lake up in North Central,
Lodge, which is Missinabie, up in
Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario.
So it's a deep lake that holds burbot.
Oh yeah, pretty deep lake.
Yep.
Really good,
lake trout up there.
Really good smallmouth fishing. Got trout. I mean, pike, walleyes. I mean, they got all this stuff there. Yeah. So check out.
But salmon fishing on a small boat's really our niche. You know, that's really where we get our views from. But we appreciate every single subscriber and watcher, even if they don't subscribe. You know, we appreciate everybody. People reach out to us all the time.
Free baits.
Yeah,
our sponsors, free the shirts, Great Lakes Gear.
Yeah, please look out to Great Lakes Gear, Northeast Stroller.
Yep.
All the other folks, Salmon Candy.
Pack Rat Lures.
Pack Rat Lures.
Great peanut flies. Best peanut flies probably on the market.
Coho peanut fly gurus. Big white
big
trebles.
Hooks. Great colors. Glow flies. Pack Rat Lures is
yeah. So our social medias, Max is on Facebook. It's Max at Big Lake Little Boat on Facebook. I am Bryan, B-R-Y-A-N, at Big Lake Little Boat on Facebook. Big Lake Little Boat on Instagram. It's Big Lake Little Boat on YouTube. And I think that's all of our socials, I believe, yeah.
Yep.
You guys obviously love fishing. You got into fishing. You got into making fishing videos. And kind of the roadblock that I hear from a lot of people, there's a lot of people that want to do what you guys are doing, but they're like, I don't know how to edit. So how did you guys go about kind of getting over that hurdle?
So I'm 48 years old, and I run my iPhone. You know, I'm not a boomer, I'm a Gen Xer, so I'm a little bit more adventurous onto technology. I just use video editor on my desktop. That's it. I do not use CapCut. I do not use all these fancy editors, and it takes me forever, and I get it done. And it's about being tenacious. If you want to be in YouTube, it's about finding a niche, and it's about putting up content that folks like to watch. You know, you can't just go bass fishing, and no one wants to see people reel in fish. They want to see the excitement. They want to see the strikes, which we show strikes on our videos. We have 2 GoPros, one's going all the time, and the other one's recording the up-close action, and then they want to see the fish come up and what you bring. So we also integrate in some of what we're doing. You know, if it's on a copper, we do some little tutorials as we're putting our videos together, so people find value in what we're putting out, you know, as well as entertainment, you know.
All right, guys. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Anything I didn't ask you that you guys want to get out there to the world?
Please check out our YouTube.
Fishing. Get into fishing, guys, if you haven't already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
If you're fishing inland waters and you're in the Great Lakes area, get out there. You know, if you're up by Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, get out there and experience the Great Lakes.
If you guys don't want to troll, we have how to lake trout jig. You can use that, and you can use that for jigging for kings. You just jig a little bit more vigorously, and you'll catch kings like that. So
yeah, we also have yellow perch videos, lake trout jigging around the southern, the southern part of Lake Michigan. So yeah, I encourage everybody to get out to Great Lakes. Enjoy the resource that we have here in the Great Lakes area, because it is so much fun. And just be careful. You know, when you get out on the big lake, it's way different. But once you figure it out, please get out there. You know, enjoy it.
Very cool, guys. Appreciate your time and appreciate what you guys do. Anything we can do to grow the sport's a good thing.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thank you.
See you guys.